it's time for me to move to my next step in my career. So let me tell you a story. There was this boy who lived in a low income family. He was not particularly good at anything. He was always clumsy, but he was ambitious. He had a dream. And the dream, funny yet, was to live in an anime. A place where everything is magical and life is just so amazing and everyone's just connected to one another. That fantasy spoke to him every day. It appeared in his dream, in his mind, every waking moment. So he decided to do something about it. He improved himself so he could develop something that would let him realize this dream. He went to the gym, he started a business, he read books, and he did everything that was particularly hard for him. And over the year, he learned new skills. He have created himself a good business, a decent physique, and now this boy was a teenager. He Everything was going good for him. He was making consistent money, and apparently life was good. Or so he thought. In the back of his mind, he always could shake the idea that every day is so mundane. The day to day consistency that we trick ourselves into thinking that this will make things better has slowly strangled a boy. This was how I've been feeling for the past few months, and every day just start to blend into another. My days blend into a week, into a month, and I could not pick out a particularly memorable memories for the past few months or a year or so. I just feel miserable. I feel like I've been wasting all of my time. And ironically, this is the time that I actually made the most growth. This is in the past few months my business has 3x income, and I still feel unfulfilled. This has always been my goal, to make a livable income from an online business, and I've been working at this for 3 years. But now, with the money coming in, I never once feel happy. So I decided to take the next step in my career and go to Japan. Why Japan, you might ask? So the reason that I'm gonna tell you is gonna be later in this video. I'm gonna show you why I decided to take that next step and why I pick Japan, and why it is the most logical step for my business right now. When I started this journey, I had goals: 1 month goal, 5 month goal, 1 year goal, and 10-year goal. For my first strap, for my 1 month goal, I put 1K every month for my 5 month goal, I made 5K in 1 month, and in 1 year goal was to be leisurely free in Japan, and my 10 year goal would be to retire my parent. And I revised this draft multiple times. I every year I would just revisit my goals and see what I have achieved and what I haven't achieved. And in the past 3 years, so I've done 3 drafts already. I always changed my 1 month and my 5 month goal. My 1 month goal used to be 10K a month, and now I've set it to be 1K a month. And in my 5 month used to be 40K a month. Now I set it to be 5K in 1 month, just 1 month. But my 1 year goal was always the same. Every single time. Leisure free Japan. I have that in the back of my head because I know what that goal is. And this is where I like to say, ever since I smashed my 1 month goal, smashed my 5 month goal, literally, in the past 3 months, I have been consistently making more than 5K every month. So I wish I said I was able to smash those two. And now moving on to the third one, which is going to Japan. And it wasn't that easy of a decision. Like, even though I do have the money, the 1K, the 5K, whatever, but it wasn't easy decision to go to Japan. The reality is, I have been giving my everything in my business and my goals and my ambition for the last year or so. But for now, I feel like that does not matter anymore. I been keeping myself from just burning out. I just been working like a damn machine. So I moved to college. I was supposed to have this party time in college, but not really. I decided to just, okay, whatever. Party I wanted to party, it wasn't that great, so I just dialed myself in and keep working. And the only thought this whole time in my mind was, how do I get more? More. And I didn't particularly care about how I would enjoy this or how I would make the most out of this, how I can smell a flower during my journey. But as long as the money was coming in, I could keep going as much as I can. And there it is. It has led me to make one of my most successful months. 4K in profit and 40K in long-term income. 40K in long-term income. That's something I've never done before. And I could never dream of making 40 grand from one transaction. 40 grand. Even though those money will be deposited to me later once the deal going through and once the contract been signed, stuff like that. But those are potentially long-term income goal. 40K. And I wish I could say I was thrilled that I did all of this. I did not feel any sort of contentment really when the money was deposited in my bank. The 4K, the 3K from all my client. I just felt stuck. And I realistically was yearning for the weekend. Like, I was like, when will the weekend comes? There was more excitement in spending the weekend playing video games than me making 5 to 10K. That's just absurd uh, to the level that I'm getting right now. And I kept wishing when the weekend did come, I kept wishing that it would stay. And I did not want to go back to work the next Monday. I felt like I was in a 9 to 5, but the shift never ends. Like, when you're an entrepreneur, you are working 24/7. When you sleep, when you go eat, and when you actually work, your mind just keeps churning out these things that is beneficial for business. So you are working 24/7 just thinking of a great idea, or actually working on business 8 to 10 hours every day to make something happen. And I remember there was a time that I thought I didn't want to wake up anymore. I was fine if I just stay asleep, and I didn't want to wake up on a Monday anymore. So that was the last straw that I decided to change everything. And I decided to recheck all of my goals and change it to be a better trajectory. So initially, I had some backlash from the back of my mind saying, like, your whole business would collapse. Quan, you built this whole thing, it would collapse if I start doing what I enjoy, like going out to eat, spending time with my friend, enjoying nature. And to be honest with you, the action I took was not immediate. I spent another 2 to 3 months just in a trance, just deciding my next big step. And I guess that was the wrong way to approach it. Like, if I just decide to get up and start going to Japan, or just go somewhere that I do enjoy, I wouldn't be able to do it. It's like walking up to a tens when you never talked to a girl before or never talked to someone before. So I started to take little step, just tiny little step, for me to start enjoying my business and take the next step. So the first thing I did was I hired an employee, and I started to delegate a lot of my work to my first employee, just handing all of the client acquisition, everything like that, to her, and splitting the client fulfillment into a different employee. And the it was fantastic. I was able to free it up from my 3 p.m. to my 7 p.m. just fulfilling and getting new client, and that was great. I personally think that was one of the best decisions I make. I was able to start going outside at 3. I was able to start taking a walk, which is I absolutely love. Uh, I pick up the piano again, started playing the guitar again, and oh my god, it was awesome. I've been able to just play a couple of songs, and I really, really enjoy just spending time by myself learning these things. So After taking a bunch of tiny steps, after reducing my hours, so now I work in the morning and I work right after lunch, and by the time it hit to 2, I'm done for the day. So that's the amount of time that I will work, so to prevent myself from a burnout. So afterward, I decided that I was gonna book myself a flight to Japan because I was slowly cutting my work hour back. So from 12 hour to 6 hour to 4 hour. And the goal is to only work 2 hour a day. And most of my business important tasks like the meeting, like the email, the SMS, everything like that will be delegated to my employee. So yeah, that's what I'm working toward right now. I did book the trip to Japan, so that's coming up in July 30th. And yeah, that's the next step that I'm taking, and it's the most logical step for me right now because I have the time to prevent myself from a burnout and to design a lifestyle that I truly, truly enjoy. So, if you ever feel stuck and afraid of taking that next step, remind yourself why you started this in the first place. For me, I started doing this so I could earn the freedom to develop something, to create something that I love. And some people might just start this for the sake of making money, and that's completely fine. That's their goals. So as long as money coming in and they're happy, good for them. And if you're still drawing blanks of okay, what should I really do? Project yourself forward. What do you see in yourself 6 to 10 months from now, or 3 to 4 years from now, when you're consistently working on this job? And personally, I saw myself being in a office, taking a bunch of calls, and looking dead every single day. I won't leave the office till like 8 or 9, and if a client do call, I have to drop whatever I'm doing and answering them. That just sounds miserable, dude. So that's what I want to avoid. Tim Ferriss had this saying: if you see yourself as a fat man in a red BMW, that's when you should move away. And that's what I was seeing myself. I would be making much money, but I would be a fat man in a BMW. And to really make this thing concrete, to now I know that what I want to avoid. I decided on what do want to do. And that was going to Japan. And how I made that decision was I asked myself this question: what would be the worst case scenario if I follow my dream? So if I didn't went to Japan and drop everything, or if I did go to Japan and I don't work for a time I was in Japan, what would likely to happen? A couple clients would drop out, and I wouldn't be making more income. I would have to go home, work a 9 to 5, work at McDonald's, and stay in my parent house. That doesn't sound as bad as I thought it was. So yeah, that's why I decided to take that step. And before anything of this big of a caliber could happen, I prevent myself. So I like to prevent my company from collapsing, I hire more people. Now I'm looking for a closer. Now I'm training both of my current employees to fully manage the system so that when I'm gone, um, I won't have to work at it anymore. So yeah, that was my little rant for today. I know it's a lot of rant. I mean, I hope this helped. I hope you kind of project yourself forward and prevent yourself in working to burnout like I was. And I do truly hope that you find a business that you enjoy and take the step that you want to take. And this is gonna be my low pitch for the end of the video. If you do want a system to get 5 to 10 qualified client every month, then book a call with me below, or just check out my free course. Or actually, don't book a call with me below if you're not serious. Just check out the free course first. If you do like it, then book a call with me below. One of my closers will handle you. Other than that, later.